reverse stitch. So you'll take your piece of fabric, your needle, and thread about 2 feet long per person. So table captains, come measure this out. Remember, it's about the length of your arm per person. All right. So get your needle ready. Thread the needle through the eye. And line up the threads. So this will be like the end of your thread, and this will be the beginning of your thread where the needle is attached. Don't tie a knot to the needle. You're going to tie the knot at the end of the thread. So tying them together so you make a loop. Okay, and then tighten the loop until you get a knot. All right, you want this to be a bigger knot, so you're gonna have to tie it 3 times. So to get it to land perfectly on top of the first knot, you want to put the knot kind of in the center of your loop and pull. That's 2. 1 more just to make it secure. All right, now you're ready. So decide which side of your fabric is going to be the front and which side is going to be the back. Typically the front will have the pattern and the back will not have the pattern, or a faded version of the pattern. Okay. So, all right, you want to start by passing the needle from the back side of the fabric to the front side. Pull the thread all the way through until it stops on the knot. So this is the reverse stitch. So think going in reverse to go forward. So what you'll do is, eventually we want it to go to the right, but to start we'll go backwards. So go about maybe 1 centimeter to the left. Pass the needle through, pull all the way through. There's the first stitch. This is what the back looks like. Okay, there's the knot. So now go past the knot about 1 inch. Okay, press the needle through the back of the fabric, pull it through the front, flip it over, and now reverse. So go backwards about 1 centimeter, pull the thread through. Okay, so then you can go back to the back if you'd like, another inch or so over to the right, pull the thread through, go to the left or backwards 1 centimeter, pull the thread through. After you've made about 5 or 10 stitches, you're going to tie off your thread. So you always want the ugly stuff on the back of your fabric, like these tails and the knots. So make sure that when you tie off, you're tying off from the back. So simply cut the thread, put the needle in your pin cushion so that it doesn't roll away and get lost. Separate the 2 pieces of thread and then just tie them into a knot like you're tying your shoelaces. So 3 times so that it's a nice secure knot. And then trim the tails. And that's what the back should look like, and that's what the front should look like. So then you staple it to your paper. That's the reverse stitch. All right, now I'm gonna show you how to make the lock stitch. Okay, so once again, measure out your 2 feet-ish of thread. Then thread the needle. And we're going to tie it off just like we did before. It's like a double threaded. And then knot it 3 times. 1 and 2 and 3. All right. So please use a new piece of fabric for this. I'm just going to continue with this piece of fabric, so I'm just going to save fabric. But you guys will pick a new piece. So always pass the needle from the back of the fabric to the front so that the knot is on the back side where you can't see it. This is going to be very similar to the reverse stitch, but a little bit neater. So you're going to go in reverse, go about 1 centimeter to the left, and then you want about equidistance from this thread to the knot to be on this side. So about here, I'll punch through. Okay, and now onto the front. And we're going to go in reverse, but this time we want to go almost all the way touching the first stitch, so that when we're sewing it almost looks like a straight line. All right, so once again, now you're going to go forward. You want it to be about the same distance. And then now, right, you're going to lock it up, right? That's why it's called the lock stitch. You're going to lock it with the other stitch so that you have kind of a straight line going there. And just like before, when you're ready to tie off, remember that you are going to tie off from the back side of the fabric. Put your needle in the push pin, pin cushion. Tie off 3 times, make it nice and secure. And trim the tails. Throw those away, and there is your lock stitch. That's the back. There's the front. It should look like a nice straight line with really small gaps. All right, our next stitch is called the overcast stitch, and this is used to kind of close openings. So we're going to make an opening by folding our fabric in half, and so that it lines up perfectly. So you can get a nice crisp fold by using an iron to iron the fabric flat. If you do that, you should have some adult supervision using the iron if you've never used an iron before. Even if, I still want you to have adult supervision. Or you can use straight pins. Please don't poke yourself. I'll use 3. And now my fabric won't pop open. Okay. So thread the needle like before. Alrighty, so here we go. So you're going to want to start from the left and go to the right. So let's make a decision what is going to be the back and what is going to be the front. Or we can even like hide our tail by starting into the middle. Pull the thread through. And you're just going to loop your stitches around the opening, maybe about 1 centimeter in length, and just continue closing that opening. Try to make it look as even as possible, even spacing as possible. And you want to just pull gently. Don't pull too hard. All right, I've made it to the end. It's as straight as I could get it. I would use maybe like a green thread if I didn't want it to be seen. So now you can take out your straight pins, and please, please, please return these pins to the box. They can go back with their friends. Keep them all together. And now we just need to tie off. So I don't want my knot to show, so I'm gonna tie it off from the inside. So just kind of go through one piece of the fabric, cut the thread, and tie off there. One, two, three. Come on. And trim the tails. And there you go. So that is the overcast stitch. All right, and we're gonna stop there. Hopefully that's what we get through today. Put all your scraps in the trash can and clean up your area, and good luck.